Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So, as you guys do see on my screen right now, we are seeing the major pullback that we were waiting for within the market happening. Really kind of started from around 23K. We were talking about it in the Discord, really kind of talking about the next major support levels, and we were discussing the possibility of us really kind of losing crucial support and breaking down into the 20.6K area, which it looks like we could possibly be doing so. But I'm more so kind of dead set on this week fully to really kind of look at the macroeconomic structure. We do have the FOMC meeting on Wednesday. We also do see the GDP report coming out by the end of this week. So it definitely is going to be a very volatile week ahead. So definitely buckle up and prepare for that. As you guys do see, XRP is sitting at about roughly almost 33.5 cents. On the 24-hour span, there's really not much green in this market. Mostly everything is either red or slightly green. As you guys do see, most of the major losers right now are double-digit figures. We also did see QNT breaking down below $90, dollars when we were at $110. I was warning about, a possible $50 QNT. Let's see if that actually does happen. On the 7-day span as well, we are seeing, still some green in the market, nothing too crazy. But ultimately, if we do go to the losers list, you could definitely see the double-digit figure losses over there as well. I have been, averaging into a few positions. I know that one that in particular that I have been aping into is LCX, and I have been, averaging in almost on a daily basis on that token. If you guys do want to learn more about that, you guys are more than welcome to go check out my videos on that. But with that in mind, let's move on and let's talk about a few things. So, more so really kind of putting a viewpoint on the macroeconomic structure. Shout out to Macro Alf for this, but we do see our U.S. mortgage payments to income ratio, blue left-hand side, at the same level as in 2007. The rate of change is even more impressive, almost 60+ increase, against 12 months ago. Housing affordability is as bad as it can get. And here you guys do see, affordability has deteriorated sharply over the past year. And you can see where we were at the, bottom. It was basically around January of 2011. And since then, it has just been skyrocketing. And during 2020, it was not too bad. We were at almost a bottoming, structure there yet again, going back to 2015. And then now it has increased drastically, and we are at the same point, that we were at before, of course, the 2008 collapse. And a lot of people will say, a 2008 collapse is not going to happen again. And I actually do completely agree. I don't think that it is going to happen again. Not the way that we actually perceive it to. I think that's going to be a lot worse. In fact, I think that this time around, in terms of a recession, or if you will, even possibly a depression, I think that's going to be a lot worse because we've hyperinflated the markets to the point of no return. Inflation is out of control, and there's really no way to combat this besides, of course, adopting into a CBDC-driven market, which we've discussed the problems around that in my video from yesterday. But yeah, I would say real estate is the main focus point right now, especially over even in China, as we have been seeing that situation worsening almost on a daily basis. So definitely prepare for what's to come. I would say buckle up for this. And the funny thing is that we are seeing a lot of economists, warning about this as well. Nouriel Rubini, warns that the economy is headed for a severe recession as well as a severe debt and financial crisis. Says the time, it could be worse than the 70s. Hold on tight, Janet. We do see down here, in previous recessions, the last two, we had massive monetary and fiscal easing. This time around, we are going into a recession by tightening monetary policy. We have no fiscal space. Exactly, like I said, right now economically, I would say nothing could bail us out this time around. We have dried up all the funding. We have massively printed to the point where we just cannot print anymore without having some sort of system fully break. And we're at that point of no return where it's either a recession or, things are going to get even worse, for the consumer, which it has already gotten to the point of almost no return for the consumer as well. I mean, you guys can see this with not only utility bills, you could see it with rent, gas, and even, of course, groceries. So right now, it's definitely a good time to pay attention to economists, and as well as the economic viewpoints on things macro. But also we do see over here Deutsche Bank, Credit Suisse, and UBS all report earnings this week. In May, the European Central Bank told banks to buckle up and prepare for a bumpy road ahead. Credit Suisse, has always warned of another quarterly loss. It is, or has already, warned of another quarterly loss. It is going to be an interesting week. Yes, 100%. And like I said, pay attention to this Wednesday. Pay attention to, I think it's Thursday or it might be Friday with the GDP report. Definitely pay attention to both of those because those are catalyst events that could push this market severely low to newer, lower lows. So definitely pay attention to that. That is what we have been watching for closely. And last but not least, talking more so about the macroeconomic viewpoint here. Breaking news. One of Germany's largest residential landlords wants to restrict heat supply to its tenants this winter. Germany's largest residential landlord has also started reducing heating for tenants in many of its apartments at night. In this interview, von Lackum warned that many, smaller property rental companies, would be left fighting for survival since they had to make, advance payments on behalf of the tenants, up to 20% of whom could struggle to pay their energy bills. We are seeing an energy crisis. We are seeing an economic crisis. I mean, financially, right now, the world is like falling apart. And I don't mean this to be like a fearmonger or anything like that. But I'm like telling you guys, like I don't, like everyone that is watching this video has probably seen it. I mean, nobody is ignoring the facts right now. You take a step back, you look at things, and the system is completely broken. We were discussing this in the Discord earlier today as well. Like, we are bracing for scary times ahead. It's not even like, trying to scare the individuals out to like, invest money or anything like that. No, it's none of that. Like we are seeing, a system fully broken to the point of no return because of, again, government spending, government, printing, and it's massively inflated. This entire market, not crypto, but like the actual U.S., economy is massively inflated by mass printing. I told you guys back in, I think it was like a month ago, I made a video on it where I was talking to you guys about how we never really bounced back from 2008. I actually believe that we have not bounced back fully from 2008. I think that what we did was just massively, inflate the, entire economy. And we're basically to the point where, like, we've seen government-induced economic structure being built. Which, what I mean by that is we have seen the government print so much money to the point where they're trying to uphold the entire, economy, trying to make things look good on paper, but really behind the scenes, everything is being lit on fire. Everything is burning to the ground, and we are seeing the, overall, consequences of that. And it's not only in the United States now; it's spreading everywhere. China was the biggest one that we've mentioned just a day ago, and also like the day before that, we were talking more so about the real estate market. Things are getting really rough out there. Now, to me, I do believe that we will have to adopt in a new system. And funny enough, we actually do see here from March 1st, this is from Matthew Linwai, the new BRICS Pay and NIPS, will be, a digital currency payment network. This is the SWIFT alternative non-American payment network. And we do see down here, users from different countries of the Commonwealth will be able to, instantly exchange one national digital currency for another through the BRICS Pay application. And do you guys know exactly what that would be? This is going to be a gateway, basically, between the CBDCs, or if you will, a bridge currency. And this is going to be pretty interesting. And this is, of course, from the BRICS themselves, proposed distributed, router structure. This is with a DLT, if you will. You guys do see the entire connection here from, one bank to another to other banks down here as well. And also on the next slide, we also do see over here, this is the SDR basket and the new unit of account. Again, you kind of, see the SDR basket here. And this will, may be taken for a basis. And then we do see over here the new basket, or the basket of the new unit of account can include national currencies of all BRICS countries. And of course, you guys do see it here as well. The exchange rate will be calculated in real time. And then we also do see over here geographical, layout of settlements through the new international payment system, NIPS. And of course, you do see like the cloud, the router cloud in the center here. Latin America Plus, banks, and this is all connected through like other major, banking and financial institutional, companies, as you guys do see. And we do see down here still a lot of questions, but many, XRPE wallet potential as well. And yes, I do completely agree. Like when we really kind of look at like the P2P section here, or even like distributed ledger technology in general, all of this could be streamlined. And basically, XRP could be the bridge currency for all of this. We've discussed it. We've talked about it. I honestly will say this right now. As we really kind of look at the economic viewpoints, the reason why I bring up economics and also why I talk to you guys about like the macro viewpoint on like financial markets is simply because we are, heading to, a pivotal moment in time where we need to say goodbye to the legacy system because it is fully broken, or we need to actually complement it. And either one does not matter to me because, again, we will see some sort of alternative being ushered in from like Swift, or even something that could complement Swift, which we've seen David Schwartz himself mention that, the XRP ledger or even RippleNet technology with XRP could fully complement the Swift network and actually usher us into a digital age of payments. And also over here, we do see here the ISSA lays it out for you. Cryptocurrency in capital markets is the future, and you are not the target audience yet. And again, this is from Matthew Lin. We do see target audiences papers addressed to market intermediaries such as custodian banks, clearers, brokers, as well as to asset managers, issuers, industry associations, financial market infrastructure, specifically such as CSDs, exchanges and CCPs, regulators, and fintech providers. And we do see over here, this is talking like they put a center point on Ripple. I'm actually going to open all of these up in a new tab real quick. So here we have it. They're talking about crypto assets in general. Then they do talk to you guys a little bit more so about like DLT networks and tokenization platforms. And they actually do mention like the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. But we do see down here, Ripple is building an interledger protocol designed to facilitate token transactions between separate DLT networks or tokenization platforms. And they do also mention R3. They also do mention like the interledger protocol down here as like an open payment network, if you will, to allow for exchange of transactions or data in general from one DLT to another. They also mention ISO TC307, which by the way, like this is quant by the way up here. That's what we talk about a lot with like QNT in terms of like interoperability. But we also do see over here like International Securities Services Association, crypto assets moving from theory to practice, revision 2022, a further analysis of how to issue, settle, safekeep, and service crypto assets with recommendations and best practices to maintain compliance with laws and regulations and use standards to maximize interoperability between market participants. And yeah, I think that we're at that current moment in time where, listen, they don't, there's so much information out there that's not being shared with like the public around like DLT adoption. I've told you guys time and time again, like we need to look into DLT specifically because it's such a pivotal, moment in time to actually revolutionize many markets, not just like finance, by the way, through something like DLT. And I think that Quant actually has a pretty good scope on that. They are like disrupting, for example, like healthcare, capital markets, derivatives, finance in general. It's very specific to, where we are basically headed at, around crypto. And also, last but not least, I actually want to share with you guys real quick more so about this DLT system. Shout out to Matthew Lin yet again. Absolutely killing it with the information here. But we do see ESMA staff. Stakeholder contacts. Looks like DLT is getting ready for European capital markets. Again, like everything will be fully disrupted by crypto. And there's a few major names down here, like even BlackRock, for an example. They are talking more so about, sort of a move towards this system. ESMA staff stakeholder contacts in the second quarter 2022. Again, you do see like all the names down here. I'm talking more so about like derivatives exchanges and stuff like that. And on the next, page here, DTI Foundation, Distributed Ledger Technology, Pilot Regime, and we do see over here, again, Investre, I hope that I'm saying that name right, Distributed Ledger Technology, DLT, again, and then we also do see over here, another one from NASDAQ, Market Surveillance for Cryptos, Markets in Crypto Assets, MICA, Regulation, Distributed Ledger Technology, yet again. I've told you guys time and time again, pay attention to DLT Again, like the XRP Ledger is DOT, Hedera Hashgraph is DOT. A lot of these projects will be fully adopted in once proper regulations are ushered in as well. I'm really kind of paying attention to things unfolding, not only around like the world economically, but we're also paying attention to things happening within the SEC lawsuit around regulations. I know that just recently we've seen a little bit of a delay with stablecoin adoption or stablecoin regulations within like adoption cycles. So that's what we are paying attention to right now currently. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on. If you guys have more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.